Good morning, everyone. Today, I want to talk about nutrition. Nutrition, food, the fuel for human beings and every living being in the world. Um, you might have seen my workout videos. I post something on my social media at times to motivate myself and you guys as well. So thank you for keeping me motivated. And of course, nutrition is a very important part of life and also workout progress because it determines your energy levels. So let me get into it. See, in training, in workout, and in nutrition, it is good to not always do the same things over and over again because the body will adapt and the mind and the body will adapt to anything that you don't change and repeat, and it leads to stagnation. So you need to break rhythm, you need to mix it up, change it up, right? So the same is with fastening. So if you do intermittent fastening and you always do the same thing, it would be possible that you can grind out some more benefit for yourself when sometimes you just break it and change the patterns in any way you want. So when you're making a extreme workout in the morning time with cardio and lifting involved, you could say, all right, now I will immediately eat something and just break the intermittent fasting for this day. So your body will be provided with more food um, on this day, right? And it has the benefit that when you break the pattern, it will be more beneficial that you can extract more from the food you eat. And when you then go back to intermittent fasting, the benefits of intermittent fastening, the detox effects, are increased as well because simply your body has to react to it, okay? And the same is with exercises. So if you do every morning the same 70 push ups, the same pull ups, everything the same, you will adapt to it and it will lead to stagnation. So it's better to mix it up. You can also do one day of full recovery and then make a super hard workout. That's better than going average workout, right? So just breaking the habits. Now, when it comes to food, as some of you might know, I'm a father as well, having my children around me. And when you have children, you also not only buy food for yourself, and there are leftovers. And the Bible tells us that we should not eat everything mixed up like pigs would do. A pig eats everything in no certain sequence with no regulation, just, feasting on everything at the same time. And this is not good for your digestion and your overall health. The same, say a lot of dietary plans say that you should eat in a certain sequence and order and eat simple meals. Do not mix up everything like fats, proteins, carbohydrates, meat, sweets, you name it, fruits, acids. If you mix it all up, like when you eat on a marriage party, you will end up with probably with some digestion problems, and you will not have a high energy level the same day and the next day. So You need to educate yourself about how to eat, how much, when, and in which order, and eat simple meals. That's always good. Now, the thing I want to get into today as well is when you go shopping, you have to take the responsibility for what you buy. And especially with children, really, it sometimes is hard because you have that plan, you want to cook that, and then you cook it, but you only did that for the kids, and you cook something else for you, as if you were just taking care of yourself. You know what you need, you cook it for yourself, and you cook something for the kids. And then there are these leftovers. Now, the problem is, now you have a situation where everything you do is not really good. Because if you have the leftovers and you just eat them like a pig would, you hurt yourself, and potentially, to be honest, you can knock you out with that. It can make the difference from getting you sick the next day or being able to perform the same day and the next day for yourself and your children. All right? But if you throw the leftovers away, you are doing something that is bad as well, because you should take the responsibility for the things that you buy. And we don't like to throw away good food. But this is a problem, and I don't have the perfect solution for it. I fall for these problems as well. And I tend to throw things away because I know how important the nutrition is for myself. Um, Let me tell you something. A person who is very self absorbed and, so to say, narcissistic and only cares about himself or herself is a narcissist. But a person who understands to care first for him or herself and then be able to care very well for others is a genius. You know, and it is a thin line between the two. There is many people out there who have given up on themselves, by the way, and try to help and save each and every one they meet. They having advice for everyone. They know how to do all the things, and they really force themselves onto others, looking for victims they can save. These are these helper people, and they have literally, some of them have given up on themselves because it takes a lot of courage to go to town with your own problems, to face your own troubles, problems, shortcomings, and fix them. And there is really people, when you look at, when they're giving you an advice, you will figure out they are not really doing that to themselves. They are not really able to apply that to their own life. But now they are coming and telling you to do this and that, or telling you you have this or that problem. While when you compare yourself, we're not people who compare, we're not in competition. But then somebody comes and you clearly see that you are overall in a better condition, can outperform this person in every aspect. But again, I'm not here to compare myself to others. But when somebody comes giving me advice and I figure out how can the person give me advice when it does not apply the same thing to their life, and they don't have proof for I want to get an advice from a person of respect, to put it differently, from a person that shows me that they have come some way, made this experience themselves. Okay? So beware of these people who really have given up on themselves but trying to save each and everyone because they need some. It's easier for them. They feel better to do this. It's their role. It's their delusion of who they are. They help and save everyone. And the same can happen as parents. parents who sacrifice themselves for children, and again, this is a thin line because it's noble and it's normal for parents to sacrifice themselves for their children to a certain degree, but it gets toxic, in my opinion, when you then blame your children for you secretly or overtly expect your children to do something for you in return, and you start shifting the blame on them because you are in the condition you are because of the children. If you do that, it is toxic and not right, in my opinion. And this is the same spirit of the people who try to save everyone but have given up on themselves, and the same, you know, why I said it's a genius who thinks first of him or herself and then to help others and to really provide them. It is because then, when you can take care of yourself, you can provide others without wanting something in return. You can really freely give. You make your own cup run over, and then you give that surplus to others, and you will not come and claim it back and blame the others why you are so strung out, burned out, whatever. Yeah, so I just wanted to put this out, this message for you guys to think about it, reflect upon yourself, maybe extract something. And nobody is perfect. It's a challenge and really an art to buy or to provide yourself with really the food you need and be able to eat just as much as you need of fresh food and not discard a lot, because we don't want to eat everything no matter what, like pig would do, but we also don't want to throw it away, right? And to be able to do that as well for your children and for yourself is a kind of an art form, and we will make mistakes no matter what we do, but we can just be mindful about that. And yeah, also be careful for those people who gave up on themselves, who cannot apply the same rules and advices that they have for you to their own life. Yeah, and I also want to refer to one passage of the Bible again, where they say, love your neighbor like you love yourself. And the problem with this in many cases is that people are not able to love others because they don't love themselves in the first place. And this is the same. When you have given up on yourself, how can you have trust and love for another person? So often, the first step is self love, but you do it also to be there for others. And this is the very thin line between a self absorbed narcissist that only cares for themselves or have even given up on themselves, and a person that knows that it has to take care for him or herself in order to be there for those it wants to be there for, the loved ones, for society, for the neighbors. Stay blessed.